The moment your paycheck hits your account, you have about 15 seconds before your brain starts making terrible financial decisions. I am not exaggerating. 15 seconds is all it takes for most people to mentally spend money they have not even touched yet. Your brain starts calculating takeout orders, online shopping carts, and subscription services you forgot you even had. But here's the thing. Those same 15 seconds could be the difference between staying broke forever and actually building real wealth. What if there was a simple routine you could follow every single time you get paid that would automatically put you ahead of 90% of people financially? I am going to show you exactly how to do it. My name is Ivan and I help people understand money, personal finance, and building wealth. If you are interested in getting your finances on track and maybe even getting ahead of the pack, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this information helps you out. Think about it like grades in school. A 97% would get you an A+, but in credit scoring, 97% on time, payment gets you labeled as high risk. The financial system does not grade on a curve. You either have a system or you are winging it. And winging it is how people end up earning good money, but still living paycheck to paycheck wondering where it all went. Here's what actually happens when most people get paid. They know rent gets paid somehow. Food appears in their kitchen. Netflix renews itself, but beyond that, it is complete financial chaos. They treat their paycheck like a surprise birthday gift instead of the wealth building tool it actually is. They get excited when it arrives, spend most of it on random stuff, then spend the next 2 weeks eating cereal for dinner and checking their bank balance obsessively. Successful people do something completely different. They have a system, and that system starts the moment their paycheck arrives. It is not complicated, it is not sexy, but it works so well that once you start doing it, you will wonder how you ever manage money any other way. Step 1. Know your necessity percentage. Before you can build wealth, you need to know exactly where your money is going. Not some vague idea about your major expenses, but a precise understanding of how every dollar gets allocated. You need to determine what percentage of your income goes toward true necessities. Housing like rent or mortgage, food that actually keeps you alive, basic transportation, essential utilities, healthcare. Here is where most people mess this up completely. They look at their expenses and convince themselves that everything is a necessity. That expensive car payment becomes essential transportation. Daily coffee shop visits become necessary fuel for productivity. Weekly restaurant meals become crucial social activities. Reality check. If you are spending more than 60% of your take-home pay on true necessities, you are either living somewhere too expensive for your income or you are calling luxuries necessities because it makes you feel better about your spending choices. Let me make this concrete. Someone earning $75,000 per year takes home roughly $4,750 each month after taxes. If their rent is $1,800, car payment is $400, and food is $500, they are at $2,700 in monthly expenses. That is 57% of take-home pay, which is actually reasonable for a higher cost area. But that same person might think they are barely scraping by, especially if they are also paying for streaming services, eating out regularly, buying coffee every day, and making other small purchases that add up to hundreds of dollars monthly. The key is being brutally honest about what you actually need versus what you want. Your future financial freedom depends on your ability to make this distinction clearly and consistently. Once you know your true necessity percentage, you know exactly how much money you have available for everything else, and everything else is where the magic happens. Step 2. Stay current on debt payments. This step happens before you even think about spending money on anything fun. You need to make sure you are staying current on any debt payments you have. This is not about paying off all your debt immediately. This is about protecting your credit score and avoiding late fees that destroy your financial progress. Your credit score is like your financial reputation. It determines what interest rate you pay on a mortgage, whether you qualify for a decent car loan, sometimes even whether you can rent an apartment or get certain jobs. Here is something that might surprise you. The difference between excellent credit management and terrible credit management often comes down to just one missed payment. Make 99% of your payments on time, and that is considered good. Drop to 97% and your credit score tanks dramatically. The credit system is unforgiving, but the rules are simple. Make your minimum payments on time every time and your credit score takes care of itself. This step is not glamorous and it will not make you feel wealthy, but it is absolutely essential for long-term financial success. Consider it the foundation that everything else gets built on top of. Step 3, build your emergency fund. Now we get to something most people completely ignore until it is too late. Building an emergency funds are about as exciting as watching paint dry in slow motion. But this might be the most important part of your entire financial strategy. An emergency fund is money you set aside for when life decides to throw you a curveball. Your car breaks down the day before your big presentation. Your laptop dies right when you need it most. Your dog eats something expensive and needs emergency surgery on a Tuesday. The goal is to have 3 to 6 months of your living expenses saved up in an account you can access immediately. Not invested in the stock market where it might lose value right when you need it most. Not locked up in some certificate of deposit where you cannot touch it for 6 months. Just sitting there in a boring savings account ready to rescue you when everything goes wrong. Back to our earlier example. If someone's monthly necessities cost $2,700, their emergency fund should be somewhere between $8,000 and $16,000. That might sound impossible, especially if you are currently living paycheck to paycheck. But remember, you are not trying to save it all at once. Here is the thing about emergency funds that nobody talks about. They are not just about the money, they are about peace of mind. When you have 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting in your savings account, you sleep differently at night. You walk into work with more confidence because you know that if something happens to your job, you will not be eating ramen noodles and living in your car next month. This is identity shift number 1. You go from survival mode to opportunity mode, from reacting to life to being prepared for it. From stressed to stable. Here is where most people mess this up. They think their emergency fund needs to be earning amazing returns, so they invest it in risky assets or lock it up in accounts they cannot access quickly. Then when an actual emergency happens, their money is either worth less than when they put it in or they cannot get to it without paying penalties. Your emergency fund should be liquid and boring. Put it in a high yield savings account that is insured by the government and call it a day. You are not trying to get rich off your emergency fund. You are trying to stay financially stable when life gets chaotic. Step 4. Invest for your future self. Once your emergency fund is established, you have officially graduated from financial survival mode to wealth building mode. This is where things get interesting and where most people start seeing real progress toward their financial goals. If your employer offers any kind of retirement plan with matching contributions, this should be your absolute first priority for investing. Think about employer matching like this. If your boss walked up to you every month and offered to give you free money in exchange for you putting some of your own money into a retirement account, you would think they lost their mind. But that is literally what employer matching is. It is free money that most people leave on the table. Let's say your company matches 3% of your salary and you make $60,000 per year. That means if you contribute $1,800 annually to your retirement account, your employer also contributes $1,800. You just doubled your money instantly. Show me another investment that guarantees a 100% return on day one. Beyond the employer match, you should aim to invest about 10% of your gross income for retirement. This might sound like a lot, especially if you are just starting out, but remember, this money is working for you over decades. The earlier you start, the less you need to contribute each month to reach your retirement goals. Here is something that might blow your mind about retirement investing. If someone starts investing $300 per month at age 25 and earns an average return of 8% annually, they will have around $1 million by age 65. But if they wait until age 35 to start investing the same amount, they will only have about $400,000 at retirement. That 10-year delay cost them around $600,000. Time is literally money when it comes to investing, and every month you wait to start is money you are throwing away. Here's what is really crazy about this step. Most people overthink it to the point where they never actually start investing. They spend months researching the perfect investment strategy, reading about different fund options, analyzing expense ratios like they are trying to solve world hunger. The truth is, for most people, a simple diversified index fund that tracks the overall stock market is perfectly adequate for building wealth over time. You do not need to pick individual stocks, time the market, or outsmart professional investors. You just need to start investing consistently and let compound interest do the heavy lifting. Step 5. Automate everything. The fifth step ties everything together, and it is probably the most important one. This step separates people who actually build wealth from people who just talk about building wealth. You need to automate everything we just discussed. Here's the thing about willpower. It is like a muscle that gets tired throughout the day. You might wake up Monday morning feeling motivated to manage your money perfectly, but by Thursday evening, when you are tired from work and stressed about life, that motivation has completely evaporated. You will look at your bank account and think, I will just move money to savings next week when I have more energy. Spoiler alert. Next week, you will have even less energy. This is why automation is absolutely critical. When your money moves automatically according to your plan, you remove human emotion and laziness from the equation entirely. Your money gets allocated properly, whether you are having a good day or a terrible day, whether you're motivated or completely burned out. The beautiful thing about this system is that I never have to think about it. I never have to remember to move money around. I never have to fight the temptation to spend money that should be going toward my future. It just happens automatically, like my rent payment or my phone bill. Here's where most people mess up automation completely. They set up all these automatic transfers and then forget to adjust them when their situation changes. They get a raise at work, but keep saving the same dollar amount instead of increasing their savings rate. They pay off a debt, but forget to redirect that monthly payment toward investment. They are running on financial autopilot, but they never update their flight plan. Here is your next step. Start treating your money like the wealth building tool it is instead of monopoly money you found in your couch cushions. Automate everything. Stick to the plan. And in 5 years, you will be laughing at how simple it was while everyone else is still wondering where their money disappeared to.